Just checking in, making sure everything is live and we are good to go. So, this week's topic is going to be on adherence. Now, this can be adherence to a training program, to an eating plan, whatever it is. But adherence basically means your overall commitment to a prescribed nutrition, training, lifestyle change, whatever that is. And commonly, one of the things that a lot of clients do seem to struggle with mostly is adherence to nutrition plan or eating plan. Generally, we're all pretty good at getting ourselves up and exercising and moving because it's something that we usually enjoy. I say usually because sometimes you don't feel like it, and that is also perfectly normal. But it's a little bit easier for us because we get that instant gratification from exercise, from that training routine, from going for a walk, whatever the case may be. So it's a little bit easier for us to actually, take the leap, get out of the house and go and do the training. However, maintaining commitment and good adherence to your eating plan or nutrition plan has proven to be a lot harder. So that's why I wanted to talk about this topic today. Especially, we are halfway through our 28-day challenge already, and this is generally sometimes where, again, like I've mentioned, our motivation can start to drop. So I'm going to hand out some tips first in hope that we can combat that. So if you are tuning in live, then please say hello. Any questions are welcome. And if you're watching this back on replay, comment replay down below. And if you did if there are any takeaways from this, let me know. But I hope to give you some helpful tips today. And yeah, let's get started. So tip number one is like the very first thing to actually building a strong adherence to any plan, no matter what it is to be able to build that self-belief. So this can be done by building your knowledge, your understanding around why you are doing something, but also your understanding around, like a basic level of understanding of what that eating plan entails and how it's going to benefit you in your efforts to achieve your goals. So as an example of this, if you are just being handed, and this is why our particular eating plans, I give you some options. They are versatile, and reason being, if you're handed a meal plan and it is structured to this, and this, and that's all you can have, and there's no flexibility around it, and that's the only way you're going to achieve your goals, it can be kind of hard to understand why or how you're going to continue to maintain your success once this meal plan is finished or the challenge is finished, whatever the case may be. So being sure to educate yourself and ask questions and have an understanding of, why do I need to consume this much protein post-workout? Or why do I need to monitor how much carbs I'm eating, or vice versa? So if you actually know why and you know what the benefit is and the reason behind it, it's actually going to help increase your commitment, but also keep that drive nice and strong until you get to the stage where you start to get that gratification. Like I said, with exercise, we get the instant gratification. As soon as we finish the workout, we have the endorphins, we feel strong, fit, we get a bit sweaty, and we already know we're working. But does take a little bit longer with your nutrition adherence to see that the fruit of your labor. So tip number one is build your self-belief. Having self-belief means that you're confident within yourself, that you are going to achieve what you've set out to do, but you have the knowledge and the confidence that afterwards you're going to be able to maintain this. So you're not setting yourself up to fail. Like, I've tried this before, I've tried that before, and after the eating plan was done, after the 28-day challenge was done, whatever the case may be, I put it all back on. So this is why we are really big on actually educating women on how to maintain that lifestyle and fitting it in to their current lifestyle so it doesn't feel like such a chore or a burden, right? Because we are often choosing to put ourselves into a fat loss phase. We're often choosing to go through and, adopt an eating plan or whatever the case may be. It shouldn't feel like a chore if it's a choice you've made from a good place. So let's move into step number 2. Step 2 is to set attainable goals. Now, of course, not knowing what you're working towards can create a real wishy-washy kind of commitment to what you're doing. So it's really important to set those goals, but also way more important to make sure that they're actually attainable, that they can be achieved with your current commitments, your current lifestyle, and everything in your environment is going to support what you would like to do. Otherwise, what can happen is we tend to feel deflated if we, let ourselves down, or if we don't achieve the goals, or we get frustrated if we have set a goal so unrealistic with our current commitments that we simply cannot live up to it. And then we start to, like I said, get frustrated, not enjoy the process, and in most cases end up just throwing in the towel. And that is not at all what we want. So we do actually have a goal setting resource. If you would like some help on that, please reach out or drop a comment below, just say goals, and I'll send you over that resource. But it's just basically a way to help you set attainable goals within an attainable time frame. So you don't set yourself up for failure. We want to set yourself up for success. Tip number 3 is just to get really clear on the result, but be flexible with your plan, right? So it's fantastic to have a goal and get really clear on that. Create such a great understanding on what it is you want to achieve and why, so that you are really driven and motivated and have that commitment to achieving that result. But just remember that, life is going to throw you curveballs here, there, everywhere, and often they come at the most inconvenient times. So being able to be a little bit flexible with that plan means that you're going to be okay to pivot, and you're going to be able to, take plan B when you need to. So as an example, if you wanted to lose, 10 kilos for health reasons, then maybe looking at, say, this year, knowing, okay, I've got a heap on coming up to the end of the year. I know that I really want to achieve this goal, but also I don't know how I'm going to do it. Well, let's set a realistic time frame. So the good thing is being flexible with that time frame is you can say, okay, by the start of November, I want to have lost 10 kilos. Then you're not setting that unrealistic goal that you want to achieve 10 kilo weight loss in 2 months, although it may very well be achievable depending on how aggressive your deficit is, how aggressive you're able to commit to training, whatever the case may be. But if you are, things happen, things come up, and you don't have the flexibility to work outside of that 2-month goal, then again, it's going to increase your stress levels, which is never going to help with any weight loss goals. And it's going to cause a lot of, disappointment if potentially we get to the end of those 2 months and you're not there. So being able to have some flexibility with that is knowing that, hey, okay, I'm going to go into a fat loss phase here. And then if something does pop up, I can actually extend it out, allow myself 2 weeks rest or reprieve, or 2 weeks to go to that wedding in Fiji and enjoy my friends and family's company, and then come back and get on track. Because if you say, okay, nah, I've only got this much time and I've got a wedding there, you're just going to be overthinking it and stressing about the wedding. You're not going to be able to enjoy what a special time it actually is. So get really clear on the result that you want, but do be flexible with the plan, making sure that you're able to work around, life. It's what happens. Tip number 4 is manage your stress levels, because like I just mentioned, stress and cortisol increases is never going to help you with your weight loss goals. So if you're somebody who is running on fumes and you're never stopping, and you're always operating out of that sympathetic nervous system and never allowing your body to tap into the sympathetic nervous system, your body is just not going to function optimally. So, and that is super important with any goal, whether that is to lose weight, whether it is to build strength. Your body needs that time in the rest and digest phase to actually accumulate all the work you're putting in. So ways that you can manage your stress, and you guys probably already know this, but meditation, scheduling in some downtime, doing some whatever meditation looks like for you, whether that is walking in nature with nothing in your ears, not listening to somebody tell you how to do this or that, or maybe it is listening to a nice soothing podcast or something like that. But making sure that you are actually prioritizing something that's going to allow you to keep your stress under control. Because what happens when we are highly strung and highly stressed is we actually tend to fall back into poor habits, right? And if your poor habit is drinking a bottle of wine every night after work, we know that's not going to be empowering towards your goal. So we need to know what our triggers are, and we need to nip it in the bud straight away. If we are stressed, we are more likely to fall into those poorer habits. Tip number five is to lean on your support network. So that is where, like, as a coach, this is the part I love. I love supporting people through their journey, because generally we're able to take a bit more of a sort of objective view on what's happening and a bird's eye view. So we can give really good, I want to say constructive criticism, but support and guidance around how you can approach a certain situation. Because sometimes if you're trying to deal with it yourself, you're going into it with emotion, and it's really hard to like draw from black and white, right? But not only your coach, maybe your friends, your family, even your work colleagues. We know we spend a lot of our time in those feeding hours at work. So making sure you communicate your goals, making sure they're attainable, and then leaning on your network when you need the support. So tip number 6, final tip here, is going to be to check in and monitor your progress. If you're not checking in, and potentially, like we like to encourage clients who do have any weight loss or body composition goals, or as an example, if you are somebody who has a goal to improve your nutrition for better digestion, then you're going to want to keep a bit of a food journal as to what you're consuming and the symptoms you're experiencing around those foods and those meals. This is going to give you something to then work with when you're looking to make an improvement. Otherwise, you don't know what needs improving. Is it the breakfast cereal you're having, or is it the lack of water you're having? You don't know. So it's really important to actually check in and monitor what you're doing to see what can actually be done to help you get to your goal. So that is today's topic. I really do hope that it has given some value, and if so, please let me know. If you have any questions or would like the goal setting resource, please comment below. But otherwise, have a fantastic day, and I look forward to chatting next week.